Good morning, Willowbrook. Today we continue in our Old and New Testament survey. Let's look at Genesis chapter 2. And as you read through the chapter, you see that on the seventh day, God rested. If it's important enough for God to rest, it's important for us to rest. It's important for us to take the day that God has sanctified and to keep it holy. He wants us to take that day to worship Him for all that He has given to us. Then we see God creating all the plants and the herbs. Then God watered it so it could grow. And later you see God creating trees for fruit for us to eat, and all the animals, I believe, to eat the green stuff that He created so that we can then eat an animal and get all of our veggies at the same time. Just kidding. If you know me, you know I don't like green vegetables. Then we get to what I want to talk about. Before a man loves a woman, long before the birds and the bees, God created a man and then a woman. God created man in His own image with a purpose before He created man's wife. Before He created the first marriage, He created the first individual, and then on that same day, the first marriage is instituted. In the creation, God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed life into him. What we saw in chapter 1, God always said, "Let there be." God creates an entire universe with just His words. But He created man with a purpose and a place. God created the Garden of Eden after He formed Adam, and then Eden was created for Adam, not Adam for Eden. God didn't create Adam because He needed Adam to be His farmer. Yes, working Eden was going to require Adam to work, but that was going to be enjoyable. It wasn't labor until after the first original sin. So God made him a place. Before God gave Adam a woman, he had that place. You know, where you are isn't by chance or coincidence. If He wanted you to be anywhere else, He would most certainly pave the way for that to happen. So Adam had his place. And it was there that God said, "Here is my purpose." Verse 15 shows us Eden was to be tended by Adam. God didn't need Adam. Adam needed God to provide a purpose. We're no different. Your purpose is not going to be found in your work. It's not going to be found in a boyfriend or girlfriend. It's not going to be found in your spouse. It's only going to be found in God and God alone. We're in the middle right here of the last day of creation. And we've heard over and over and over, "It is good, it is good, it is good." But we come to verse 18 and we see God say, "It is not good." Now that has to be very serious for God to look at His own creation and say, "That's not good." You see, God looks at Adam and says that it's not good for man to be alone. Adam has been naming all of the animals of the field, the aardvarks, the flat-billed platypuses, the giraffes. You know, I was on a mission trip in Africa, and one of our team members asked our Messiah warrior guide how to say giraffe in Swahili. And he just looked at him with a smile and said, "Giraffe." Yeah, I don't know where Adam came up with all of the names for everything, but then he sees two robins build a nest. Two kangaroos settle down to sleep. Fish that are spawning. But Adam is alone. God had a solution for man's loneliness. And He says, "I'll make a helper suitable for him." God doesn't say, "I'll make a lover for him," or "I'll make a provider for him," or "I'll make a mother for his children." Now, the woman may be all those things, but that is not what God said. He said, "I'll make a helper," and the Hebrew word literally means one who supplies strength in an area that is lacking. Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verses 9 through 10 says, "Two are better than one. If one falls down, the other can help him up. But pity the man who falls and has no one to help him up." Adam, he's got all of the animals in the garden to help him, but not in the same way that Eve would be his helper. You see, there's a unique relationship between a man and a woman. So God put Adam into a deep sleep. He did surgery, and He took from his side a part of him, many say a rib, and made Eve. Then God presented Eve to him, and a very loose translation of what Adam said next is, "Wow, good job, God. I didn't know you could create something so perfect just for me." Actually, what he said is, "This is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man. For this reason a man will leave his mother and father, be united with his wife, and they will become one flesh." God performs a miracle. He takes two people and he makes them into one. A young teenage boy went with his mother to a wedding where the bride and the groom were going to light unity candles. And after they had blown out their own individual candles, the teenage boy looked at his mother and said, I've never seen that before. Now the mother thought this was going to be a good teachable moment, so she asked him if he knew what it meant. The young teenager thought for a second, and then he said, yeah, Mom, it means no more old flames. That's pretty true, because when God put us together, he intended it for oneness, unity, completeness in each other. I hope you enjoy the rest of our studies tomorrow. David will be with you. Have a great day. God bless.